Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on his own. JB in the house.
Yeah, what's good?
Mr. Riyadh season nowadays, right?
I can't say that, man. But look, it's nice to be on a card again, a Riyadh season card. This time in Saudi Arabia, so I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, brilliant fight between you and Callum Smith. Before we talk about that, there's a couple of things that I do want to address. So I was at the Peacock the other day, spoke to Mr. Anthony Yarde, not for too long. He said there was 2 verbal agreements and the fight never happened. I guess pushing blame towards your side, so it'd be wrong for me to not get you on here and kind of give you the floor to say why Buatsi Yarde isn't the fight that we're seeing on Feb 22nd.
I saw Yarde. I saw you that day as well on Saturday, and you was like, Josh, I want to speak to you. And he was like, did you see my interview with Yarde? And I hadn't seen it at that time. I still haven't seen it, but I saw him and I said to him, look, do what you're doing, because in the interim, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's having these fights and making it happen. I'm not going to hang around and, you know, if things are not being sorted or if things are not smooth, I'm not going to wait around. A good offer came to fight Smith, I took it. Same thing that happened with Hutchinson. A good offer came in to fight Hutchinson for a good belt, I took it. And now I'm defending it to, again, move me closer to the world title. And I said to him, look, if a world title opportunity comes, you can't think that I would pick to fight you over that. I would definitely fight for the belt instead. So I made it clear to him. The shifting of the blame and all of that, I didn't really care. I said to him point blank, if a world title opportunity comes or if there are fights that are going to keep moving me closer to it, by all means I'll take that. And that's what Smith presents.
I mean, you're not going to get any complaints from any fans about a fight between you and Callum Smith. When I spoke to Ben Shalom yesterday, he said he was like, Anthony Yarde's fought for 2 world titles. JB still hasn't.
Yeah.
So for you, no matter what people think about fights and what routes you want to go down, and I know the fans are important and they do have some sort of say, for you want to fulfill a lifelong dream and become a world champion.
Yeah.
So I guess everything else is, at least right now, rendered irrelevant.
Yeah, it's secondary. When I turned pro, my goal was to become a world champion. It wasn't to fight Anthony Yarde. Do you know what I mean? So the goal is, I want to be a world champion. That fight can still happen, but it's so clear that, look, I'm getting closer, and I'll keep getting closer until I get given that opportunity to fight for a world title. So the narrative that his side keeps saying, I'll be honest, like I said, I haven't watched the interviews to keep up with it. And sometimes before I step out, I may have to watch it, because when I see people and they're talking, they're not saying what I saw online or what is out there online. So I get it mixed up, but who cares?
Yeah. Do you think people can become quite obsessive? And I know, AJ Fury's on a different playing field to any other domestic fight, but when a domestic fight's mentioned and it doesn't come off, I feel like there can be kind of an obsession, and it goes on for so long. And it kind of starts to dictate the narrative of 2 careers when, realistically, you and Anthony can both thrive without each other.
Yeah.
We all like a good dance partner, but you're not necessities.
Yeah, and it's true, but then I think it's also good to have that option available.
At least people care about your career, right?
Yeah, and there's a fight that people want to see me in, so fair play. And like I said, it will definitely happen. Right now, Callum Smith is someone that I need to deal with. So that's what I'm thinking of immediately. So anyone else or any other discussions, I personally I don't even care about it. Smith is the fight that I've got to deal with.
Yeah. So I've done my job on asking that. We move on. Callum Smith, what a fight. I mean, he's only lost to the very, very best, and we're talking generational greats. You don't need anyone to tell you this, but it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a brilliant fight on February 22nd. Yeah,
it's going to be a good fight. Like you said, he's only lost to 2 very, very good fighters. But again, I'm there to make sure I add myself to that list of people that have beaten him.
Pretty cool list to be on.
Yeah, it is.
Hello,
yeah, so that's my aim, man. We're working hard, and we're just going to change gears in camp now. And make sure we just secure the win.
What sort of Callum are you expecting? Because obviously he's got older, his fighting style might have changed. Yes, there's miles on the clock still, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
A top fighter. But the Beterbiev fight was so long ago. He had that interim fight where he looked spiteful, but he was a level above his opposition. What sort of Callum are you expecting?
A very good Callum Smith. Possibly the best one, because he's had some time off. I'm guessing he's feeling refreshed and everything. So I'm expecting a good Callum Smith. I'm not expecting what I saw last time on TV, or fights that he hasn't done too well in. No, I'm expecting a good Smith.
Yeah. In terms of the top of the bill, the first fight was delayed. The second was for the undisputed. The first was for the undisputed. Sorry, the second's for the undisputed. Is it good to have these fights while you're just kind of waiting around, treading water? Because realistically, you're well ranked. You've had some good fights throughout your career.
Yeah.
You could just kind of wait your time a little bit. You don't have to fight a Callum Smith.
Yeah. It's true that you could just wait the time, but for me, it's been very important to be active. It's something that didn't happen at a certain point in my career. So for me, it's nice to be active, to be in big fights, to fight good fighters, and to have good competition. Yeah, it's important. You're right. I could have sat on the rankings and sat and waited for my opportunity, but I don't want to do that.
Guess you don't get paid sitting around.
You definitely don't. Yeah, and look, there's lessons that we can learn as well whilst having these fights, and doing these camps and staying active. And like I said, it's important for me to remain active. So it's good that this has been a good turn over us from the Hutchinson fight. So for me, it's all good.
Can you knock Callum Smith out?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't doubt that there's no fighter that put in with for 12 rounds unless I couldn't get rid of.
Final one before you go and do some other media bits for the brilliant DAZN. Bivol Beterbiev, number 2. How does it go?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think.
And that's the sign of a good
fight.
It
is. And I've said that. Look, it's gonna be who makes the better adjustments. Who took more from the first fight and felt that this is an area they were successful in, and who's gonna capitalize in that area. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. But again, it's not something that's at the forefront of my mind. It's to make sure that I solidify what I have to handle on the 22nd, and then after that we could talk and do anything.